Hi, I'm Dave Laureate and serve as an elder here at Bethany Road Bible Church. A short time ago, we studied the book of James together. The opening lines from James got me thinking, "Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. And let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing." James is telling the church two things. One, that God has a purpose in their difficulties, and that purpose is life transformation. And secondly, we have a part to play. Now, that part is not simply to endure, but to let steadfastness have its full effect. The implication is that we can choose to cooperate with God's plan or resist Him. To be clear, none of us can ultimately frustrate the purposes of God, but He seeks our cooperation in the life transformation process. To illustrate this, let me give you an example from my life. My dad was a woodworker. He could make beautiful furniture from wood. His work has graced my home, my siblings' home, my kids' homes. Well, let's look at the woodworking process from the point of view of the wood. Well, if the wood could talk, you'd hear something like, "Hey, why'd you cut that part off? I was pretty proud of that." Or, "And here you go with the router. Is all this necessary?" Or, No, not the sandpaper." Well, when the woodworker is done, that piece of wood might say, "Hey, take a look at me. I'm part of this great looking table." Of course, the wood had no say in the process. It couldn't walk out of my dad's workshop and protest. But as followers of Jesus, we do have a say in the process, and we can walk away from God's work in protest. And that kind of sounds like this when we say, no, you're not going there, or "I can't change," or "it would hurt too much." And we push back against God's good plan for us. Someone has said, God loves you so much that He'll meet you where you are, and He loves you so much He won't leave you where He found you. There's a great quote from Mere Christianity. C.S. Lewis says, "Imagine yourself as a living house. God comes in to rebuild that house. At first, perhaps you can understand what He is doing. He's getting the drains right and stopping the leaks in the roof and so on. You knew that those jobs needed doing, and so you're not surprised. But presently, He starts knocking the house about in a way that hurts abominably and does not seem to make sense. What on earth is He up to?" The explanation is that He's building quite a different house from the one you thought of. He's throwing out a new wing here, putting on an extra floor there, running up towers and making courtyards. You thought you were going to be made into a decent little cottage, but He's building a palace. He intends to come and live in it Himself. So James tells us to let steadfastness have its full effect. If you're a follower of Jesus, my encouragement to you is this: ask God for grace to cooperate with Him as He changes you through tough times, difficulties, pandemics. He is building something